Sometimes the rustle of leaves on the trees sounds like a leak noise, and you're walking through a park and you suddenly stop and think, I can hear a leak somewhere, and you look up, it's the trees sort of rustling. I prefer sort of quieter noises, birds singing in the background. I like to hear the sea, the rumble of the sea sort of coming in. It's that type of noise I like, soothing sort of type noise. I don't actually find the noise of running water relaxing. If I heard a noise of running water, I would think it was a leak and have to investigate, so that certainly wouldn't be relaxing for me. I was born at Deptford, just outside Greenwich. As kids, we'd mess around near the river. I've always liked the river. The sounds that I can remember when I was actually growing up, I can remember boats coming up the Thames and sounding their sirens. I found that sort of a comforting sound almost. My father was at sea, and maybe that sort of goes back to those days. But it was the sound of the boats coming up the river I can remember as a child. I haven't really thought about my favourite sound before, but I suppose it's sitting in the garden, listening to the birds singing. I actually like the look of water, I like to see it, but I don't necessarily like the sound of running water. I would like a sort of sea view when I retire. I'd like to have a house with a sea view so I could actually see the sea. I like the fish pond in the garden. The type of work that we do, we don't actually see any water. We don't see any water bubbling up above ground. We can only hear it. At my depot at Darrenth, I quite often have a walk through the yard and look over the bridge to have a look at the fish swimming freely down the river. We got the river Darrent actually runs through the works there, and it's probably about 2 foot deep in the area down by the depot. So I always look at that with pride really, and think of the fish swimming along there as part of our efforts to reduce leakage, that the river's flowing quite freely. From a leakage manager's point of view, it's fantastic to have a wet summer. I love it when it rains.